It's Marisa's Italian kitchen, and today we're going to show you how I make a traditional panettone. It is very long. Be patient, get all your ingredients ready. They're all listed below. We'll have a list of them, picture by picture, and good luck because it does take time, and I'll show you the steps. In your first phase also, you want to get your water and hydrate your raisins. That's the first thing you want to do. And then just set them aside, mix them up a little bit, set them aside till pretty much the third part, and you won't see them again, but they need to keep softening for about the 6 hours it'll take you to make this, okay? Right now, we'll start with the scalded milk. We put in only 10 grams of the yeast, along with a teaspoon of the sugar that you had measured before. That, of course, is to activate the yeast. Okay. And just going to give that a stir. Your hands are your best tools because you have to dirty another spoon. Just use your hands. Hands are clean, by the way. Okay. And when we've done this, we are going to measure. You have all your flour. Everything is measured as per below. But then what you have to do is keep that scale next to you or something that'll measure it. Because right now we're going to take some of the flour. My scale's at 0. We're going to take 100 grams of the flour. It's divided into 100, 180, and then 220. Those are the 3 times. So the first time it's 100, the second time you're going to use 180, and the third time 220. And that'll be listed in the ingredients because it's kind of confusing at first, but this is called la biga. It's called the starter. And this is going to go, we're going to need a little panino, a little muffin-like, and we're going to let it raise. So you're going to add that to your, this gets a little messy. Have your, a little spatula ready so that you can scrape it from the sides. Are going to be in this consistency right here. So it gets a little bit, it's going to be nice, it's got to be soft. Turn that over. And we're going to knead this. Add a little bit of flour, like I said, underneath. Not too much. This recipe for the panettone, the secret is following the exact passages and the exact amount. This is step 1 of your recipe. And that's it. It's getting to be a real nice, soft little panino. And I have to throw in some Italian words because some things are just not translatable right now for me. This is called the biga of the recipe, and it's also known as the starter in English. This will be put in the oven. You want to put your oven light on. That gives you enough temperature, but as long as you put the light bulb on. Okay, so right now we're going to form that little, and it's about, you can see, if you put your thumb in, it'll follow you back. It's elasticy. Doesn't need that much. You can give it about a 2 or 3 minute kneading. And then we're going to put that back into your bowl where your flour came from and your milk. And we're just going to put piece of translucent paper over it. We're going to place this in the oven for 1 hour or till doubled. And believe me, it'll double. And we'll see you for the second phase in 1 hour. Hi, we're back. So my hour has gone by and the oven will ring. So I pulled it out. So it's doubled in its size, as you can see. Okay. Meanwhile, I've been weighing for the second portion. You're going to need the 180 grams of flour, the 10 grams of yeast, 2 whole eggs, 60 grams of butter, and 60 grams of sugar. Okay, in that order that I just said. So I'm putting the 180 grams, 180, and that's in here. To this, we're going to make a well, and we put in your biga or your starter. Just put that all in there nice. Make sure you get it all. You're going to take your 10 grams of yeast. Now either you use powder or the cake. That's what it's going to look like. I just put it around. You're going to add, and you're going to take this now and you're going to knead it. Okay? You're going to try to get this all in here. You're going to put your eggs. So you take 2 eggs. Okay. Should break these before. Mix these. It's a little messy. Don't worry about getting your hands gick, because this recipe is like a bread dough. Okay, so you're going to get a little bit of a mass. It's a little bit sticky, and that's good, because now to this, we're going to add the sugar. We're going to weigh it. We're going to weigh 60 grams of sugar. The rest of the sugar, keep it aside because you're going to use it at the end. Like there's 100 grams that go in. Okay, so 60 grams of sugar. And we're going to knead that in. Here. Use your spatula to get off your fingers, of course. And just keep going. It's nice. The sugar even gives it a granular feeling, and it just goes right into the mix, into your dough. And now when we add the butter, again, I'm going to use the same method. So when you've picked up all your sugar, now we're going to add the 60 grams of butter, soften, and we're going to put that into the dough and knead that till you get a really nice, in there. Keep kneading this till, I'd say, so you wind up with a little bit of a sticky mess like this, but that's how it has to be. Now, wanting to, if we take a little bit of flour, we can. I'll show you. Don't be afraid. And you can do this. There's no need to, not yet, to roll this out. Make it just a little bit. But it'll still keep sticking, so. Right. Now we're going to put it right back into the bowl, as you see. And put your plastic wrap over it again. I'm going to cut a bigger piece. And 2 hours with your oven light on. And we'll see you back then. Okay, another 2 hours have gone by. Now we are ready to put this in our form. Now a little bit about the forms. You can go online, get your panettone forms. They're like maybe 50 cents. I mean, these things are so economical. Once you put it in here, you can leave it like that, put it in the oven, put a tray underneath it. I just happen to have a pan this big, so just to kind of guide it, it won't go anywhere. But these are available online. They go by the size that you have. These are a kilo size one. I'll put a link below if I find them on the site and let you know where you can get these. Okay, so you've got your double here. It's gotten double. Remember, it was all kind of sticky and everything, but it turned out pretty good. So what you're gonna do is put a little bit of olive oil on your surface, just so that you have something to, it doesn't stick here. We're gonna pour it out. You see those beautiful raisins in there? Okay. Now what we're gonna do is just very carefully, gently, just want to get it, more than likely just putting the center in. That's all, just pick it up real slowly. This is so to move some of the fruit so it all comes pretty uniform. And then because there's the oil here, okay, so you want to carefully pick it up and carefully keep it as round as you can, okay? Make sure you kind of make it like into a little ball. Make sure you keep pulling that under, pulling it under, pulling it under, so that you're making it into a ball. And literally, you just are going to put it right into your paper. Now I'll explain to you. Okay. And now, if you can see it, it's halfway right here. It's halfway right here. So we're going to put it back in the oven. Again, another 2 hours, and we'll show you what to do with it at the final. Okay, we are now at the final. Mine has risen. Geez, it's risen a little bit lopsided here. But they're all different. They all will come different. Okay. Now, what you have to do, turn your oven on so that it gets ready at the temperature that I gave you there. Okay. And we are going to leave this for 10 minutes or 15 so that it hardens the top over here. It has to harden a little bit. Okay. And then we're going to cut it with the cross and place a piece of butter on top. Okay, so our 10 minutes have gone by, and you can tell it's got that shine to it, so it's hard enough that we can cut into it and make a cross, okay? I use one of these knives here, so it cuts it pretty nicely. So you just make a nice indentation. Go slow. This kind of gives you that effect that the panettone has from the factory. Plus, okay, so just cut into that. As that rises in the oven, that cut will open up. Okay, we apply 1 dab of butter. I think it's in the recipe. At the end, place it right in the center. Okay, so now we're going to put this in an oven at 375 or 190, okay, for 10 minutes, and it's going to start browning. We're giving you a picture of when it's starting to turn really brown, that you should put a little piece of aluminum foil right on the top, and then finish cooking it at 350 or 180 the remainder of its hour. And you'll see when it's cooked, it starts to get, this one will rise another couple of inches and it'll turn brown. You'll start smelling this wonderful smell of panettone, and we'll see you right when this thing starts getting colored. Okay, so we now have our oven at, it's rang at 10 minutes, and as you can see, it's gotten nice and brown, but it'll get darker too. It'll get darker than this. But what I'd like to do, just to protect it so it doesn't just turn chocolate, I put this little tent over it. Set it for 45 minutes because you've already got your 10 minutes at 190. Lower your temperature to 180, that's 350 for the 45 minutes. And just keep an eye on it, okay?